My name is Ronnie Shellist. I've got an A harmonica, and I want to talk about a creative way you could work the bottom register of the harmonica in a 12-bar blues progression. Here's the thought today. The idea is this. When you turn on a backing track, let's say it's 12-bar fashion, which it will be today, and in this case it's a slow blues in the key of E, and you want to focus on the bottom end of the harmonica, one could just take this idea, which I've presented in other videos, of just what is everything you can possibly do only living on holes 1, 2, 3. And again, I've demoed that in other videos. That's a good idea. And I don't think you should stop trying to do that. But here's a little more focused way on how you could maybe get a lot out of this practice. Put on that 12 bars of a backing track, and when the one chord comes around, only live on the holes 1, 2, 3. But for the rest of the time, when it's on chords 4 and 5, explore the hell out of the harmonica and do whatever you want. Play the place wherever you want to go. Let yourself go there. Then the next time that 12 bars comes around, do the same thing, but on the 4 chord, and you only live on holes 1, 2, 3 on the 4 chord, and explore the rest of the harmonica on the rest of the chords. And then finally on the 5 chord, you do the same thing. Eventually, the third time around with that 12 bars, you would only live on holes 1 through 3 when the 5 chord came around, but anything goes outside of that for the other chords. What would it sound like? It sounds just like this. So I'm going to turn on a slow blues in the key of E. I've got an A harmonica for cross harp. So, first time on the 1 chord, I only get holes 1, 2, and 3 every time the 1 chord pops up. Now we're going to do the same thing on the 4 chord. Only holes 1 through 3 on the 4. Here's the 1. 4 chord. Now we're going to use the 5 chord where we only get that bottom on the 5. So I'm going to intentionally move up on the rest of the time. Here comes that 5 chord. Back to the 4. Okay, so what did all of this do for us in practice? Well, instead of having to manage just holes 1 through 3 the entire way through this jam track, and it can be really hard to do that at first. I realized this going back. Wow, I can see why this is a really big challenge for people who haven't worked out enough ideas on the bottom of the harmonica on those holes. So if you just limit it to a specific chord, again, I took the one chord and I was like, okay, let's just take that one chord, and when it gets to the one, I have to be thinking, what are all the things I've got going on? The rest of the time, I can relax and just play whatever it is that I would normally do. And by doing this process, I think eventually you'll find two things. You'll discover your weaknesses quickly, like what are the ideas I'm repeating all the time, or areas where I went for things but I couldn't get it to come out. But you'll also see that you are able to do some things that maybe you just weren't thinking of in that moment, because you're always in that free state of mind. So you, again, this restriction of the harmonica in a very specific way allows you to explore creatively still, but you're just focused on one chord at a time. So I think what I'll do is just leave you with that idea and play the very final part of this track right here out. All on the 1, 2, 3 for me. Thanks for tuning in today. If you dug this video, give me that thumbs up, subscribe so I can keep in touch with you, and I will see you on the next video very soon.